Yo guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Sluggy Beats Show. I'm joined with a very special guest, Ed Talenti. How you doing, man?
What's up? How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on the podcast.
More than a pleasure to have you on. Got a lot of people excited for this one, I know that. Anyway, we'll get straight into things with the Ed Talenti origin story. You know, how did you start out? How did you get into YouTube?
Right.
Tell us about it.
So I was born and raised in Italy, and when I was like 12, 13, my parents bought me a drum set, which was my first like introduction to music and the first thing that like got me interested in that. And then through high school, I got like really into drums to the point where I was like, I want to do this for a living. This is the only thing I want to do. I don't care about school. I don't care about anything. I just want to play drums. And then after high school, I convinced my parents to send me to college, which was in LA, which is on the other side of the world. So it was kind of a big commitment and everything, but we figured it out. And went to college in LA for drums, graduated, got my associates a couple of years later. And then from there, I worked as a drummer for about 3 years when I was in LA. So just doing studio sessions, little tours, playing with bands, live shows, whatever it was. And around 2016, 2015, I was married at this point. I had worked as a drummer for a while, and me and my wife just decided to move back to Italy. We just wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit. There was no particular reason. It was just LA is tough as a city. So we moved back to Italy, and that's when I started working as a drum teacher in a school over here. And that's when I got interested in music production. I discovered Jay Dilla and Flying Lotus at first, and that kind of opened the door for like the hip hop world, which I knew nothing about. I was coming from like jazz and rock, so got me into hip hop, got me into production, and then I just started posting content on social media, just whatever beats, whatever stuff I was doing. And at the beginning of 2019 is when I was like, I'm gonna start going hard on YouTube, posting videos every week, and that's it.
Yeah, that's how we're here now, and yeah, it's quite an interesting story and one that I relate to because I started out as a drummer like you.
Nice.
Yeah, and I wanted to be like a drum teacher and stuff, and for me that's what I was going for. You know, I studied it at uni and stuff, and I was going to go straight into teaching.
Right.
And actually got a job as a drum teacher just before the first lockdown started, and then. Yeah, that's obviously all that stopped, and that's when I was like, right, what am I going to do now? And then that's why I'm now doing this. So yeah,
Right.
it's quite a story that I relate to of yours.
If I may ask, like, where are you from?
I'm from the UK, like, north of England.
Okay. So are you guys still on lockdown right now? I know it's kind of side talk, but
Now it's interesting to talk about other stuff than music, I think, sometimes on these, but yeah, it's sort of like eased up version of lockdown, I guess you could say. Like you can meet up outside and stuff, like with 6 people, I think it is. Like you can go to the pub and drink outside, but you can't have people in your house, sort of thing.
okay.
Yeah, what's it like in Italy at the moment?
Oh, it's terrible. We can't. Yeah, it's been. I haven't left. I'm in the countryside, like a little tiny small town with like nothing happening. I haven't left my small town in about 2.5 months, because we're not allowed to. Yeah, we're not allowed to leave whatever town you're in, whatever municipality. So if you're like me and your municipality is like 3 houses, you can't leave that. Yeah, so it sucks. But we're moving to Amsterdam. We'll be there in like 3-4 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's exciting, man. Yeah, it'll be nice to do some exploring after you've been locked into like one small part of Italy.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Amsterdam? Are you like in the centre of Amsterdam or?
Yeah, the very center. We went there last August for like a month on vacation. I shot some vlogs there too and stuff. And we're basically in the exact same spot, but we are finalizing the apartment. Hopefully we get it. Looks like it's working out. But we're pretty much in the exact same spot we were last time. So super center.
I remember watching those vlogs and it looked very cool and fun.
Oh.
To be there.
Yeah, it's a fun city.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I've had the pleasure of going a couple of times and it's definitely an enjoyable place to be.
Yeah.
And the food is
I like
amazing.
the vibe of it. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. The vibe is great.
Yeah,
I like the canals. It's awesome.
yeah, exactly. You built your home studio not long ago. I bet you're gonna miss that, aren't you?
Yeah, but this is connected to like basically my parents' house. It's like a little side room that I turned into a studio, the one where I'm in right now. So it's gonna be here. Like I'm gonna go back and forth quite a bit because my family's still here and stuff. So I'll just have to build another one over there, but it's okay.
That makes sense. So there is going to be a Talenti Studio 2 in Amsterdam then?
Yeah, it's gonna be the whole thing again. Like look for a place and rebuild it and like do a bunch of blogs about it. Content, endless content.
Yeah, very true. That's awesome. But I love studio videos, so I'm excited for that one. Yeah. Anyway, you said so you said you spent 3 years in LA. Is that correct?
Oh, it was between school and work. It was about 5.5. Yeah.
All right, so pretty long time, and you said it was like a tough time there.
Yeah, the city is tough. Because, I mean, while I was going to school, it's just like you're going to school, so it's like you don't really realize anything. But once you got into the real world, it's just like there are so many people trying to do the same thing at a really high level, and it's like you can't take a day off, you can't take an hour off, you can't, anything. If you're sick, you still have to go because if you don't show up, then the next guy takes it like immediately, and then you lost a whole like world of opportunities in a certain direction, and it's just it's really intense. That's one of the reasons why I decided I was like, all right, I gotta work for myself. I gotta build my own thing. So I'm not constantly just like, freaking out about everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's a lot of people's dream to get into LA, but I think it's a bit of a false dream in some senses. I think it's a bit glamorized and maybe made to look different from the outside.
Yeah, especially because especially in this day and age where maybe like a long time ago, like before the internet or before the internet was like such a big thing like it is now, being in LA, you had a chance to like meet all these people, which I did have. Like I met like everywhere you go, you play a random show in a bar and like there's like famous people and there's like this guy that's like the producer for this other famous person. It's like everywhere you go, you meet people with great connections, but you can do the same thing on the internet. Like I have way more opportunities now in the middle of nowhere than I did when I was actually in LA, even though I was in the cool spot. But
Yeah, so true. The internet's a crazy place. It's amazing how it connects us all.
Yeah, it's awesome. Even this, like we're just apart,
Yeah.
but we're able to talk and stuff.
Did you like have any opportunity to like play on like a crazy record or anything in LA, like on the drums?
No, not really. Like define crazy record, but I've done some work that I'm super proud of in like the jazz world and stuff like that. But but yeah, it's all in a different direction. It's not hip hop or anything like that. It's like jazz. So it's no matter how big it is, it's still small because it's a little tiny community, So yeah, a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that's very cool. You did. I know this from listening to. I think it was Kyle Beats podcast, but you got into film music a bit while you was over there, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I did about a year and a half. The last year and a half, I was still doing drumming, but next to drumming, I got this job as a composer's assistant. I think the title was for this guy called Magnus Fiennes, which is Voldemort's brother. Like the actor that plays Voldemort in the Harry Potter series, that's his brother, and he's a composer. And I got a job working with him, just doing music stuff, also doing other stuff, honestly. But the bigger project that we did together after a while, after I was working there and I kind of proved myself a little bit, was the music for this TV show called Death in Paradise, which is actually on Netflix. It's a British TV show. Oh, you may.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have actually watched that. I've watched all of that show. I'm completely honest.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen your name on the. I think you're on the credits, aren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think yeah. I remember seeing it.
That's crazy.
Like, whoa.
That's awesome, dude. That's crazy. I never met anybody that actually watched the show, but that's cool.
Yeah, none of my friends watch the show, if I'm honest, but I'm like the only person. But I love like shows like that, so
that's awesome.
I watched it all.
That's sweet. So I worked on the music for like a couple of seasons of that. That was fun. That was a great experience. I learned so much stuff. And also, I mean, this guy is like, he has so many connections, like just people coming through the house, and it was like, whoa, movie star. it was just super weird. But yeah, great experience. I could be interested. I think I'm at a point right now where I don't, because I don't really sell beats anymore. Like I don't really focus on like that whole side of things anymore. I am kind of trying to expand my stuff to like more, even the channel itself, to just be more like music rather than just like beats. Um, and so who knows? It might be something that comes along. Like I noticed that like opportunities just come when you least expect it, and like you get a DM and opens up a whole world of stuff. So I'm not actively pursuing it, but if it comes my way, then probably would take.
Yeah, it would be awesome for the channel if you had something like that. I think like the film music world is something that like maybe more people should be like educated about, because I don't think it's a path that a lot of people know they can go down, and like it's actually a very interesting one.
It is. It is an interesting one, and one where if you do things right, you know, you can make a very good living doing that.
Yeah, would definitely be cool to see that on the channel anyway. So you said you stopped doing the beat selling. When did you stop doing that?
Doing what? Sorry.
Wait, you said you stopped selling beats. When was that?
Oh.
That you decided like you weren't going to do that anymore?
So it was, what was it, April or May or last year. That's when I posted my last beat on BeatStars. I decided that I don't know, it was something that wasn't really worth my time. Not in like a bad way, but just like I don't know. It's not something that I've ever been passionate about. Like it was a great way to make money, but I love making beats, but not necessarily in that situation. I don't like going and looking for people to sell them to. It's like I don't need to do that right now. I build my income from a different way. Like that's how I built my first income as a producer. But then I kind of moved it over to YouTube and sponsorships and stuff like that, and I enjoy that so much more. That right now, basically, I only make beats for like, let's call it like exclusive. Like if somebody hits me up, and it's an artist that I actually like. Then I work with them and we come up with a deal or something. But leases, I kind of got out of that world a little bit because I don't know, I just didn't fit in it anymore.
I get that. That it's something that I've like discovered recently, that it's not something that I'm like truly passionate about, like selling the beats. Because I don't feel like I like the whole process of making a song, if that makes sense. And I feel like when you just post a beat online and someone buys it, it sort of takes away from it a little bit. It does feel like you're just doing it for the money, maybe like to pay the bills sort of thing, which obviously there's nothing wrong with. It's still music and paying the bills, but yeah, I definitely find a lot more fun and like my passion comes out.
Yeah, I also felt like the very few, which I didn't get any like huge ones. Well, I guess except for the Tory Lanez thing for a second, but in general, the little bit of like world of placements that I got to see, I don't like how like, and that's why I'm not pursuing that either that much. I don't like how you have your beat, but it kind of gets out of your control. Like I would love to be in a studio with an artist and like we work on the song and we make the best song we can make, and that sounds amazing. But being over here in Italy and I send out an MP3, and then even if it was like Drake's, like a big ass song comes out, but I had nothing to do with that. Like I don't even feel like I participated. Like I made the beat, but I didn't even make it for that guy. I just made it just in general. I don't know. I feel very disconnected from the final product. So it's like, sure, you make money or whatever, but as far as like fulfillment, it doesn't really fulfill me that.
No, I get that completely. Like I work with like a few like local artists that I just like, and like going to the studio and just making a song with them, for me, even though like half the time I never get paid anything for it, but it's just like way more fun than like you say posting a beat online, and it's like very disconnected.
Yeah, yeah. Plus there's
And
some. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like as a producer, like I feel like you want to produce the whole song, you want to have influence over how the whole thing sounds, rather than, you know, I made this beat and then you do your thing.
Yeah, and it's not like a control thing for me. It's just like, it's just the music that I make is like my creative expression or whatever. So the fact that I have no say in like what's coming out, and my name is attached, is that produced by Talenti, but really it's like I don't even know, I don't even hear the song like, until it gets sent back to me, and it's like, oh, there it is, it's done. And it's like, well, okay, cool. I didn't even know it was happening. So
yeah.
All right.
So you mentioned the Tory Lanez placement. Tell us about that.
That's exactly the example that I made right now. It was like 2.5 years ago. Like it was like at the beginning. I had just started on Instagram. And I've been posting. I used to post these videos for people that don't know, where I was like outside in the garden over here, like performing my beats. And that's kind of the first thing that got me started on social media. And the Tory Lane's engineer hit me up. He just sent me a DM, and I was like, "Oh, I got some cool beats. You want to send over some beats for Tory Lane's?" And obviously at the time I was like, "What? This is crazy!" Like I had just started, so I sent out this like every beat that I had, which wasn't that many because I just started, but I literally took them all, even like random shit that had nothing to do. I sent everything. I sent everything, and then 3 years, 2.5 years went by. We never really spoke again. Every now and then he liked one of my videos or something, but we never really spoke again. And then the Tory Lane's vlog came out, and at the end it was just like he had this long speech where he talks about like inspiration or whatever, and there's my beat underneath, and I was like, oh wait, oh shit. And then he stops talking, and it's quiet, and you just hear my tag just by itself, and then the beat drops with like his verse or whatever it is. And that was the first time I heard that, and I saw people tagging me in it, and I was like, what? I had no idea that this was happening. I just sent out a bunch of MP3s like 3 years ago. I had no clue that any of that was happening. And then I immediately DM'd the guy, and I was like, oh, I just saw it, that's crazy. And then yeah, but yeah, that's the perfect example of that. I have nothing to do with that song. I don't even know what it sounds like. I haven't even heard the full thing. I just heard that little snippet that everybody else heard. So yeah, that's it.
That's super crazy. It's like, it definitely shows the long game of things as well, that like, you know, a beat you could make now like could be, you know, wrapped up by Tory Lanez 3 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just don't know what's
yeah,
gonna
and the
happen.
stuff I sent was trash. I had been producing for like less than 6 months, so it wasn't good. But I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Well, if it works, it works, I guess. I've got a couple questions written down, like if you don't mind answering them. I've got one here. What would you do if you weren't doing this? Like if you weren't doing music, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
Move in the middle of a forest and never see anybody again. I am not built. I'm not built for like a 9 to 5. I would underperform. I would do the bare minimum not to get fired. I know that about myself. I wouldn't like put my head down and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do. No, I would be miserable, and I would do the bare minimum, which is not a great thing, but it's just how I am, and I know that. So if I weren't doing this, I would probably be trying to build something else in some other creative thing where I can be in charge of what I do, whether it's video, audio, or whether it's like anything. So if I weren't doing this, I would probably be teaching drums. Like that's the most realistic answer for sure.
Makes sense. I definitely relate to that one. Like it's probably not a good thing for me to say right now since I'm still at the job, but yeah, I'm definitely on the same wave as you, if you get what I mean.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Do you guys not do like Zoom lessons? Like for a while when COVID started, like a lot of the teachers that I was still in touch with, they were doing Zoom classes for school.
Oh, what the job I'm talking about at the moment is I work at Sainsbury's like part time.
Oh, okay.
Like a
Right.
supermarket. I don't know if you have Sainsbury's in Italy, but to the drum teacher thing, they were doing Zoom calls, but what happened was like I hadn't like officially started at the job, and like not everyone wanted to do the Zoom calls, so like obviously the teachers that was there already, they sort of got all the lessons, and like, you know, it just sort of phased out, but it ended up being a good thing anyway, because I'm on a different, you know, thing now that I definitely enjoy a lot more.
Cool, that's great.
Which unfortunately I'm not making a living off yet, but yeah, patience.
Yeah, it takes time, dude. It takes time, and just the fact that you're doing it, you're already 99% ahead of everybody else because you're doing it. So
that's true. So another one I've got written down is like what this might be a very tricky one to answer, but like what could you see yourself doing after YouTube, maybe, if there is ever after YouTube, or if you just plan on doing YouTube forever?
that's a tough one. I've wanted to be a YouTuber, like straight up, not even production, but in general, since before I was even a drummer. Like this has been my dream to be a YouTuber specifically forever. So I love everything that comes with YouTube. I love the community. I love everything about YouTube. I don't see YouTube as a stepping stone to like placements or something. Um, to me, YouTube is kind of the thing. So I would say that my focus moving forward and for you know for the future, as far as I can see, is to just build my brand, my personal brand, and just keep growing that in different directions, doing different things, and ultimately, right now, like I'm on YouTube because it's just the place where like it's the best place to post video content. It's the best place where people can interact with it and stuff like that. If YouTube just disappears, I will find a different platform that serves that same purpose. Um, but so it's not really about YouTube. It's just about what comes with it, and like being able to make video content and post it somewhere where people can interact with it. Um, so yeah, I think the future is just me growing the personal brand, and because I noticed that when you have a personal brand and you develop it, then opportunity comes your way. Like even like stuff like you were saying, the film scoring or a placement or whatever it could be. I don't know, but stuff just comes up when I don't even expect it, because of that personal brand. So I really want to cultivate that and take it as far as I would. It's terrifying, to do the voice because I just don't know. I don't. I hate my voice and it's just. But I would love to. The only thing I want to put, if I actually put something out, because I don't need to do it, I want to do it if I'm truly proud of it. If it's actually really good, I don't want to do like, oh, everybody's putting out a song. Oh my god, I gotta put out a song too, and then I only want to do it if I'm really feeling it. If I really like feel like it's good and all that. I don't want to just do it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe.
That's yeah.
Maybe.
It would definitely be cool to see. I bet a lot of people would like it, but yeah,
I know it would make for a great video too.
Yeah, very true. I'm with you on the not liking your own voice. So like, I'm sure I've really like beat makers tried rapping on like a beat at some point, and they've just been like, no, back to beat making.
I'm just a musician. I've always been. So it's like, even with the drums, like I enjoy being, in the back of the stage, covered by a ton of cymbals, and like I'm not the front man. I never was. I could never do. I mean, I guess I could do it now. I kind of do. Like when I host a live stream or something, I'm kind of like doing that. But I don't know. I'm a drummer. I'm in the back of the stage. you know.
Yeah. Who's your favorite drummer? Just out of
Ooh.
curiosity for myself.
I went through phases. When I was 16, when I was like a teenager, I was like, my idol was Mike Portnoy, from Dream Theater. And then over time, I moved away from that kind of stuff, and I got into like Matt Garska, Animals as Leaders, and like Matt Halper from Periphery, things like that. And then I got into jazz, and like now it's like, if I had to pick right now, it'd probably be Mark Juliana. I don't know if you know what that is.
I can't say I do. I knew the rest though.
That's good. What music are you into, like aside from hip hop, but like as a drummer?
Well, like for me, the person who made me want to play drums was Travis Barker. So I was like, massive
nice.
into like Blink-182 growing up, and like Sum 41 and that sort of sound. And then I got really into like Nirvana, Foo Fighters. Then Dave Grohl was sort of like, and Taylor Hawkins was my favorite drummer. And then like, yeah, like I was like into bands like that, like Arctic Monkeys, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Queens of the Stone Age, and then I did get into the Animals as Leader stuff as well. Like when I got better at drums, because I think like when you hear that sort of crazy sound, you're like, wow, I want to play that. Like, and you spend like a whole month like learning like the first 8 bars of the song.
And then it still sucks. It's so hard.
yeah, like that stuff is so crazy. But then I sort of like. So yeah, like the rock, I was even like pretty heavy into metal, like Slipknot, System of a Down, like yeah, like I like everything, to be honest with you, like
same. I feel you. Yeah, dude.
What were like your favorite bands growing up?
I had a very intense metal phase. I'm talking a lot like Cannibal Corpse and like like death metal, like Mayhem and like stuff like that, like old school death metal. So that I had a phase like that, and then I got into like Opeth and Dream Theater, and like more of the like prog metal stuff. Um, so I would say those were definitely a big influence on me when I was like growing up as a drummer and stuff. Um, yeah, and then I mean, I listened to so much stuff, but yeah, if I have to pick a band, it'd probably be Opeth. Honestly.
Nice, man. It, do, can't get my words out. When did you start like learning other instruments as well as drums? Because I know you're really good on like the guitar, piano. You can even play the ukulele. Like, when did all that start?
I wouldn't say really good, but
Well, really good in my opinion.
but it's always kind of been part of the thing. Like I never felt like a drummer. I felt like a musician that had just happened to pick up the drums. So I've always wanted to like learn a bit of stuff. And then when I went to college, I mean, we did, even in the drum program, we did a bit of like theory and piano. It wasn't guitar, but it was like piano. So understanding the keyboard and stuff like that. So some basic chords, like the major scale, the minor scale, like the basic stuff. And then, I don't know, like just being surrounded by these instruments, just even like a guitar or a piano or something like that, I always had my hands on stuff. So over time, whether you like it or not, you just start developing like seeing patterns and developing things, and then you learn kind of how to play. But I would never play piano in like a band. I would not be able to do that at all, without a lot of preparation. But for what I do, I'm okay with it for now. Could be better.
All comes in time, doesn't it? But it definitely makes like your
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely like adds to your videos, like the fact that you can play all these instruments. Because like I love watching like people like you and like Simon Savida actually play the parts rather than just like click the MIDI in, which is a skill in itself. But like I definitely think it's cool when people play the instruments.
Right. Absolutely. But Servita is way better at piano than I am. He's actually really good at playing the piano.
Yeah, he's crazy though, isn't he? Like he just like the way he plays piano is just insane.
Yeah, but he is a piano player. Like he comes from that.
Right,
Like, he
that's
took
true.
piano lessons and stuff like that's his instrument. So yeah, he's very good at it.
It does only make sense. Um, so, so where could you sort of see the like your brand going in the next 5 years? Like what do you think the future holds?
Um, One of the kind of missions that I started like since I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, I kind of started thinking of like, okay, what is the next step? Like, am I really just like turning this 100,000 to two and then into three? Like, is that really all I'm trying to do, or is there like a bigger picture that I'm trying to like approach? And like, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I haven't really defined it exactly yet. But one thing that's really important to me is to see other people be able to do what I do, not just in terms of YouTube, but be able to quit their jobs and be producers or be musicians, be whatever the hell they want, but basically be able to create a source of income that is not something that they hate. Uh, that's something that's always been very important to me. So I don't know exactly what that's going to mean in terms of like what am I going to do with to help that, but that's definitely something that I want to see. Just like try to help people build a job that they're in charge of and that they like, and that they wake up in the morning and they're like, I can't wait to do what I have to do today, instead of
Mm.
having to go to a job that they don't like. So that's definitely something that's really important to me. um, Aside from that, I mean, just growing all the things that are kind of like seeds that have been planted, just kind of let them grow. Let them
Wow.
grow and just, yeah, see where it takes.
And a super cool mission that I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate you helping him with. Because yeah, I know there's like a lot of
I hope
people
so.
at my job where like they have no thoughts on getting out. They're just like, this is what I'm doing now, and like I can't imagine not having like YouTube or something where I'm working towards my goals and like doing something that I love for the rest of my life. So I think it's super cool mission that you're opening more people up to the idea of you don't have to do something you hate.
Right. And there's people that love it. Like that's the thing. Like there's people that find a job that to me would be miserable and horrible, but they enjoy it. They're happy to do it. So they should do that. Like
Mm.
That's the thing. Like a lot of people try to tell you exactly what you need to do, but that's not it. Like it's not like you have to do what I did. You have to do what you
Yeah.
want to do, which might
Yeah,
be completely
exactly.
different than what I did. Like you might look at my life and be like, that sounds terrible. You always have to make these videos. It sounds horrible. Like that's fine. Like that's part of it. You know, you. The important part is to figure out what you want to do and then do that, whatever it is.
That's so true.
So.
Do you think, like obviously we've noticed a lot of like the YouTube producers start moving over to Twitch, and like obviously still doing the YouTuber stuff too, but live streaming as well. Could you see sort of the live stream world sort of taking over the YouTube world, or do you think YouTube's always going to be the go-to thing?
I think that they're gonna be at the same level. They just offer such different experiences and different things. Like for example, I think that YouTube is very much focused on storyline, and I think it's gonna be like that more and more. Like when you do a video like the one that I did for simple, what was it called? The trumpet one, where I like learned a trumpet in like a week or 5 days or whatever it was. Where I picked up an instrument. There's like a story that develops over the course of a couple of days, and then you put together this video, which is like the story. You can't do that live. That doesn't make any sense. So I think that live content is going to be, they're just going to be side by side for different types of content. Like even like a tutorial live, that's kind of weird because then it doesn't stay there, and then it's like only a few people get to see it. It's like it doesn't really work. So I think they're going to be side by side, completely different types of content. I do want to do some Twitch as well, some live stuff. I just think that in order to do live, you need to be able to offer something that you're not already offering on YouTube. Like I don't want to go on Twitch and do the same exact thing. I want to be able to offer something new, and so yeah, I think they're gonna coexist. I think they're gonna coexist. They're gonna be equally as big. I don't know which platform is going to be because like YouTube Live is getting bigger as well. So I don't know what platform is going to be, but live content is going to be.
Yeah, that's something I've wondered, like which is the go-to, like Twitch live stream or YouTube live stream, because obviously like if you already have an audience on YouTube, then building another audience on Twitch. But I guess if Twitch is the better platform right now, then I don't know. But I know like there is a way of doing both at the same time, isn't there? So
Yeah, and also I think there are so many platforms right now for everything, like so many different social medias, so many different. I think that you can't tackle them all, and they would kind of be pointless at the same time. It's like you gotta use the ones that you resonate with, like the ones that you open up when you're on the toilet, basically. Like which one is the social media that you actually know and use and like you feel connected to. For example, when TikTok came out, and I saw like some friends of mine like Lucian and Eldre, I saw them like blowing up on TikTok. I was like, oh shit, I should be on TikTok. I should do TikTok. But then I used TikTok for a while, and I was like, I don't feel a connection to this platform. So I can make TikToks, but I don't know. I don't want that position because I never open it. Like it's not even installed on my phone. So do I really want to put my time to make content for that platform? Not really. So it's like it's not because it's a bad platform. It's just because I don't resonate with it. Maybe I'm just old or something. But so it's like the same thing with Twitch and YouTube is like just do the one that you spend time on actually, like as a consumer, and then create on that one and make that one your hub. Because ultimately you understand how it works.
that's a super cool point that like I don't think I've heard before. Like do the platform that you resonate with, because I think like I noticed when I was starting out, like a lot of the advice I was listening to was like do everything, and like I personally like I don't do Twitter at all because I don't even know how to use it, like which is an uncommon thing for someone my age. Like all my friends are on Twitter all the time, but like I just totally don't get it at all. Like, I don't understand how to use it, so I was like, I'm not doing that. And yeah, but
yeah,
so,
I think
like,
I think that joining a platform out of fear is never a good idea. Yeah. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, I think Instagram and YouTube are definitely my favourite, personally.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
But I think it's also, yeah, I think it's what content you like creating, because like YouTube and YouTube and Instagram, you can focus it around video, whereas Twitter's, just writing, and I'm not a writer at all.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I've got some more questions here for you, if you don't mind. What's your
Let's go. Of course.
what's your favorite VST plugins?
Ooh,
Or
classic.
VST slash plugins.
Such a hard question. I mean, okay, instrument. I'm gonna go with Analog Lab by Arturia because there's so much stuff in it, and it's so underappreciated by everybody. Nobody even knows it exists, but it's incredible. And then effect, I'm gonna have to go with either Shaperbox or RC20, just because I use them on everything. So.
I agree completely with you there. I don't even own like Omnisphere or anything, but Analog Labs I absolutely love. And like it's very affordable compared to like other plugins like Contact and stuff like that. And like for the stuff you get on there, it's crazy.
Absolutely, and you get so many sounds, and it's great. Spitfire Labs is another great one. That one's free too, but
Yeah.
but yeah, Analog Lab is super undervalued, for sure.
Mm. Follow-up question to that is, would you ever make your own plugin?
Another thing where I'm going to give you the same answer as the song. It's like if I do, it's because I have a great idea for a plugin that I would love if like somebody else put it out. If like Native Instrument put it out, I would buy it day one, but they didn't, so I'm going to make it myself. But as long as until I get to that point, I'm not just going to make a plugin because other people are doing it.
Yeah.
So I just make some bullshit 2-minute plugin that I can put together. It's like I want to do it if I have a great idea that I actually think it's like something that I would buy if it was out there.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
not
awesome.
for a while. Maybe in the future.
Yeah. You gotta wait for the ideas to come.
Yeah.
Who would your like favorite YouTuber or YouTubers be to watch?
So I used to watch a lot of the production niche, like when I started YouTube. So I used to watch like Kyle and Simon and like people like that. That's about it, Kyle and Simon, especially at first. But then now I don't really watch music videos that much, if I have to be honest. Right now I watch a lot of Ali Abdal. I don't know if you know who that is. Like a productivity channel. Really cool stuff.
Yeah, I saw you mention him on your. It was either in a video.
Oh, on the Skillshare.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
it. That's where I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like him a lot. I like Graham Stephan,
Oh
the
yeah.
finance guy.
Yeah, I like that guy.
I like. I mean, he doesn't post that much, but Casey Neistat is always going to be Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon are my two big video inspiration, even for like my own shooting and like storyline and stuff like that. Those two are definitely my biggest inspirations on YouTube. And then, yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube, so it's hard to like pick a few creators.
Favorites.
I watch a ton of YouTube. Every single, that's my go-to platform. I don't watch Netflix. I don't really do anything like that. I just go straight to YouTube when I have some time.
Yeah, I'm totally the same. Is that where you sort of learn all your like videography skills and like, because the way your videos are put together is like very professional, and like you sort of make 10 minutes on YouTube feel like 2 minutes to me. I'm like, whoa, it's over already. But it was like, because it's just all so interesting. And like, I was wondering like where you sort of learned that from. Is that just from watching YouTube?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I guess so. And then obviously the more you do it, the better you get. Like you start learning little things, and then it's like you learn as you go, just like with beats. But definitely it just comes from like, copying in a way, like looking at people that I like their work and trying to recreate it in my own way, and then it comes out different because I'm a different person. But then in the process you learn. That's how I learn really everything, even music and stuff. That's just my learning process, is trying to do what somebody else is doing, but then I'm doing it, so it's different. So that's how I learned video, definitely. Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat for sure are the two YouTubers where I took the most inspiration as far as like building a storyline and like making content like that, which I think it's super important. And I don't see a lot of producers especially doing it, like the storyline of the making a beat rather than just making a beat. To me, that's always been an interesting perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely like enjoy your videos for that reason, and it's something that I'd like to like move more towards personally. I'd love to see other like YouTubers music producer YouTubers move towards that as well. Like instead of just sort of sat at the desk like, oh, here's the beat I'm making, like yeah, I love the idea, like you say, making it into a story.
Yeah, that's just what I like, and I think it's gonna help. Oh, that's another goal of like that I've been thinking about a lot for like the brand and stuff like that, is to try and bring the producer community to like more of a mainstream category. Like right now, producers on YouTube are kind of like this little niche. We have our own world with our own little like more bigger producers and smaller producers, but it's like its own world. I would love to see the producer community become more like, because it's sort of like gaming, right? It's a dude in front of a computer clicking around. It's kind of like a similar vibe. So it's never gonna be as big as gaming, obviously, but I would love to see it become more of like a, just push the community to like a bigger audience and introduce people to music making and stuff like that. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, no, I that was something I've been thinking about a lot recently. Like, how far could the music production niche go on YouTube, and like, could we one day have like, you know, how there was like the Face Clan house and stuff like that? Like, will we one day have like a house of music producers that like all living together, something crazy like that? Like, you know,
Right.
endless possibilities.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I would love to see it. Like you never see a music producer invited to like a big YouTube conference or something like that, because we're just like a
Yeah.
small niche. That would be dope. That would be crazy to see the community blow up. Yeah.
It would be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at my other questions. Uh, this is a good one. What would you do if you was like to start out today? If like you never did anything and you're starting now, what do you think would be the best way?
I would start a YouTube channel day one, and I would just start posting. I would basically do what I did, honestly, on the YouTube side, because it hasn't changed that much, and even people feel like it's oversaturated, but I really think that the producer community is just, it's still very open. There's a lot of space still. Not posting beats though. Like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go that route at all. Like posting the beats on YouTube and the visualizers and the free type beat thing. I wouldn't do that. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but it's just, I don't know. I don't really see much potential in that as far as like starting from zero. Unless your music is like insanely good, like better than everybody else, that maybe, but it's not me. So if it's just like good beats, solid beats, it's gonna be a tough rap. So I would just keep doing what I'm doing. I would just focus on storyline type content and try to find some interesting things to do on YouTube. That's definitely that would be it. I never asked myself that question, so I'm kind of answering as I go. But I think that that's what I would.
No, that's a good answer. I think as like beat makers, I think a lot of people feel like they have to do the whole type beat thing, and I know I definitely felt like that, like because I only started out a year ago, and I definitely felt like, oh, I have to upload type beats to YouTube and put free in the title and stuff like that and do all that stuff, but it's really like, you said something in your video, I can't remember what, it came out this week I think, about like basically your different streams of income sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you said like you've got to think that you're competing with like, you know, world class producers like Grammy nominated, and like obviously like if like you say, if you think your music's like insane and stuff like that and you're gonna smash it, then obviously go for it. But I know like that I'm just not at that level of you know, and
Right. And I also think there's an important consideration to like what we just talked about with social medias and like different platforms. It's like YouTube is a video creation platform. It's a place where people post video, and beats are not video. So it's like, because of the algorithm and because there's like an open space and because it's kind of like a search engine at the same time where like rappers go and search for beats, it kind of turned into that where you're posting audio, and a lot of people blew up, and people are still blowing up right now. It's not like it's impossible. Like people blowing up with beats every single day, but I feel like it's the wrong platform for it because it's a video platform. It's not an audio platform. So it just seems like, even if you think about like what the algorithm like promotes on YouTube, the algorithm is made to promote good video content. So watch time, how much of the video you watch, is like one of the most important things for the algorithm to pick up a video. And with beats, you're not gonna listen to the whole thing. You're gonna listen to like intro and drop, and then you're gonna click away. So they're just not built for it. Even though a lot of people are succeeding with it, so I'm not saying like don't do it, because a lot of people are having a lot of success with it. But for me personally, I don't know. I just can't connect with that.
No, I agree with what you said. I think what you said is, it's very true about it being a video platform and stuff like that. And yeah, like you say with the watch time, like it's so difficult to get a higher watch time on a Beats like YouTube channel.
Right. Super hard.
Yeah. Going back to the like starting out, from scratch thing again. Do you think like it should be a quality or quantity sort of game at first?
Both to a certain extent, but I definitely think that the perspective of not presenting yourself as like this master, I'm like the best producer in the world, look at me, but presenting yourself as like, look, I started a year ago and I make videos, so I'm gonna teach you what I discovered because I'm excited about it, but I'm not Timbaland. Like don't look at me like that. Like I think that's always a very honest approach and a very valid approach, because it's like, look, I just started too, and as I'm going, I'm learning all these things, and I'm more than happy to share them with you, with whoever's watching the video. But don't look at me like I'm some sort of like elite god that already did everything. Like I'm just like you are. I just did some things and I learned a bit more, and I'm happy to share it. So it's like, I think having that approach is very important to be able to do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think sometimes like obviously putting yourself on YouTube and putting yourself out there and stuff like can be like a scary thing, especially like because you don't want to look like like you say, like I'm the master and stuff, and I try and not come across like that, but like I'm sure like you get the odd comment and stuff like saying like, oh, this sucks and stuff like that, like, but like you say, like I'm just like filming stuff because I like find it fun and making the music, and you get the odd comment. Like I got one the other day like where I'd made a drill beat and there was like, oh, and I like made it at 155 BPM, and there's like, oh, you can't make it at 155 BPM, and it's like, well, I'm not saying you have to make every drill beat at 155 BPM. I just did that because that's what I wanted to do that day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, just, I don't know. I feel like people put way too many like rules, and then they're like, oh, you didn't agree to the rule. It's like, just do what seems right and just have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Just take it.
I realized that I didn't address the quantity question. You need quantity too. Like I just talked about the quality of it and like how to put yourself down, like put yourself in front of people. But the quantity is also very important. So absolutely, because like it's the same thing with the beats. Unless your content is so crazy and so unique and so like just insanely good, well produced, then you can afford. There's channels out there that post one video every 3 months, and each video gets 1 million views, and then they just do that. But otherwise, if you're like on that grind, like the quantity is important. Which doesn't mean you have to post like 15 videos a day, but at least once a week. I feel like once a week, sweet spot.
Yeah, I was doing once a week at first, and then I started, like, when I got a bit more confident and like more pleased with like what I was making, started doing like twice a week this year, sort of thing.
Great. Yeah, if you can keep that up, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, but recently I've been thinking about doing one a week again, like, cause I want to sort of like do like what you said, like making it more of a story, and I think those kind of videos take more time, obviously, and like you got to put enough interesting bits from each day and stuff. So yeah, lots to think about in the YouTube world.
Yeah, I love it though. It's awesome.
It is awesome. I think that's sort of everything I have to ask, unless you've got anything you'd like to touch on or tell people about. I don't know.
No, I guess that could be it. I hope this was entertaining. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was definitely a good chat. Learned a lot of new things for myself, and I'm sure other people will have.
Sweet.
Yeah, anyway, thanks very much for coming on.
Yeah.
I'll ask you where people can find you, even though I know, like, I very much doubt I'm bringing you any new fans from my channel, but you never know.
It's Talenti. just type in Talenti, whatever platform you are, and if you don't find it, it means that I'm not on that platform.
Yeah. If you haven't watched these videos, definitely go check them out. They're all great. I love watching them myself. And yeah, thanks once again for coming on. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, dude.
No problem.
All right. Peace.